Hello, everybody. How are you all doing today? I hope you're coping in the heat. We're British, aren't we? So we always start with a comment about the weather. Talking of comments, Danny, who has regularly watched, hasn't been able to be here, but he's already added a comment. Hopefully, you can see that if you're looking at the LinkedIn comments. It's all about the heat now. I've actually found a video of a HR team planning yesterday's announcement about the heat, and I imagine this happened everywhere where you are now. So I'm just going to remove myself and play a.
Dear all staff, today is the big 40. No, it's not Tracy's birthday. No, that's on Thursday. Tiger, yeah, from 6 p.m. Today is going to hit an unprecedented 40 degrees, and our priority is your safety. But we ask that you all still put in a full day's work. Here are some top tips on how to stay cool from myself and the rest of the HR department. Oh, that's a good one. Don't drink alcohol during the day. I mean, it's Monday, Julie. Monday. A great tip. Stay out of the midday sun. You should be working. If you're over 75, do we have any? No, 60? Do we have any 60-year-olds? No. Any 40? If you're over 40, take extra care. Rub yourself with a raw onion. I'm not sure I've heard that one before. Carry a bag of frozen peas on the tube. It's nice. What's that, Billy? Put your socks in the fridge overnight. Now, these are good. Put your contact lenses in the freezer. Don't think that's safe, but I'll add it in. Keep an eye on your pets. I mean, all those lockdown puppies you all got, you thought we would let you bring into the office, but actually you didn't read the terms of the business, our company policy. Drink water. That's brilliant, Gary. Should you leave your laptop in the heat, it could overheat, so why not leave it in 2 inches of cold water overnight to stop it from overheating? That's brilliant. Check that with IT though, eh? Right, good luck. No, that doesn't feel right. Happy Hunger Games, and may the odds be ever in your favour. Right, send.
Wasn't that good? So, how are you all doing? Let's see how Chris is doing. Chris is loving the heat. Got my moves out. The joy of working from home. Well, just before we went live, I did put the t-shirt on, so mine would have been out as well, Chris. Yeah, that video was good, Bev, wasn't it? Will a red onion do? Why not? Give it a whirl, Isabel. You can let us know. Marco, I will be attempting your surname in a second, so hold fire for that one. Yeah, this was really good, wasn't it? And hey up, here's Dan. Dan's video of his appearance on Get Out a Rap has now got more views than any other video I've put on YouTube. So make of that what you will. We were messaging each other about that this morning, weren't we, Dan? So there's no accounting for taste is where we've ended up. Absolutely not loving the heat. Well, yeah, I think along with most of us, Phil, isn't it? It's tough. Hey, Vinod, and Vinod is tuned in from India, so no doubt even hotter there, right? I'll take your 40 degrees. -2 here in Australia. What? I think I'd rather have that. Yeah, waiting for royalty. Should be waiting a long time. Okay, so let's crack on with a regular feature, which is 3 events I would want to highlight for you guys that's worth adding to your diary. If you can take your minds away from constantly looking at your weather app, it's probably the most I've ever looked at it. By the hour, I know the degrees and when they're going to be safe enough to go outside and walk Hugo because he's going stir crazy and eating everything. This is better than watching Boris Johnson's resignation. Is that a compliment? I don't know. Hold on. Geordies don't do heat. We don't know how to react to it. Get some sunscreen on that head. On this one, I did have it on yesterday. I played football over the weekend and I just sweated it all out. 30 degrees. Hiya, Darren. How you doing? Okay, let me just point some things out in your direction. The Call and Contact Center Digital Summit. It's great to see some of these digital ones. You know the score. You can register. You don't necessarily have to sit from 9:30 till 2 and watch them all, but you can get the recordings by registering. Registering's free, and I think they have about 4 or 5 speakers. I just want to highlight 2. Phil Anderson of the forum. Phil is, again, somebody else with the brain the size of a planet. And he, I think, will be talking about maximizing working from home and all of that good stuff. And that is a culmination of the forum's work. So I will definitely be tuning into that one. It's this Thursday. And our good friend Gary Gormley of the Fab Group, he will be talking about CX and operations. So I'm just missing a few here. Germany is hot too. Hi, Michael. Michael is always going to get his comment read out because he is a Tottenham fan. And we just signed Jed Spence just before going live. So happy days. And hello, Scott. Morning from a very sunny Bristol, melting here like many of you. Do you think more people have gone back into work buildings today because of the aircon? It's got to be a thing, right? Anyway, if you don't know what the X's are, this is the European Contact Center Customer Service Awards, the largest awards in Europe. It is a great event on the night, but leading up to that, it's a really, really good process. And I'm not just saying that because I've helped out with the judging, been a judge for the last few years. It's just great to see what other countries are up to. So I just wanted to note this isn't an event, but the awards deadline is Friday the 22nd. So I'm not sure what time on Friday. I would, if you need any assistance, Jackie Pringle from the CCMA is the person to go to. But the Xers is a great thing to get involved in. And of course, this is mine, so I can say, oh, look, I didn't know about this. David Holmes is the next episode out on Friday, and we talk all things team leaders and operations, and he has got a lot of knowledge to share. Yeah, people are definitely going back to the office, aren't they, Phil? Check out some of these events. Thank you, buddy. Hi, Si. How you doing? And John, hello. How are you? Okay, I went a bit funny then. How are you? Right. It's that time, and it's quite a controversial one today. So it's time for there was no background music, and I thought there would be. Okay, so if you follow me on LinkedIn, you will see that this generated a lot of debate. I saw an article that said the UK contact center industry is on the brink of collapse, and it worked. It worked because I read it. I thought, oh dear, we're all doomed. Now this was a survey of 1,000 decision makers in contact centers, and it was commissioned by a technology company. And do you know what? All I can remember is this stuff. I can't actually remember the name of the company, but here's some of the headlines that editorially they thought would lead to being able to say our industry is on the brink of collapse. 59% said contact volumes were higher than they could cope with. For 65%, agent attrition had increased. 67% reported an increase in agent mental health concerns, but 99% said they would invest in new technology in the next 12 months. And part of the article said that these decision makers were saying, unless they got the right technology, they worried about our future. And from that, the people that wrote it thought, let's say we're on the brink of collapse. Now, I posted that for me, whilst I'm not dismissing any of these points, and they're all things that we should be thinking to address, is our industry really on the brink of collapse? If they'd have added another question into that survey that said to these 1,000 decision makers at the end, would you say our industry is on the brink of collapse? I believe, and please, this is where I'm asking for your input, I believe 90% plus would have said, no, of course we're not on the brink of collapse. We absolutely are going through a period of change and challenge, but how much of this challenge isn't new? You know, kind of contact volumes being higher than you feel like you can cope with. Is that new? Certainly, my experience is we were often at the point of breaking. What do you think? Is our industry on the brink of collapse? Irina from the Ukraine. Everybody say hello to Irina. There, next week we will be doing an announcement about further support for Irina. Irina is the CEO of the Ukrainian Contact Center Association. So it's great to have you watching. Good day, mate. Okay, so back to the news. Some of the points may be true, but the title is a bit sensationalist clickbait. Very true. Thanks, Phil. Michael, I like the investment point, but I'm missing any customer-related feedback. That's true. And I will, as with all of the stuff that I'm sharing, I will put it in my newsletter and I'll put the link into the actual article. So it generated a lot of debate, and most of it was, yeah, we've got some things we need to sort out. Specifically around agents. But hold on, sorry, Scott, we're not on the brink. In my opinion, we face a potential crisis if we don't make changes. You couldn't have set me up better. Thanks, Scott. What I'm looking to do, and I mentioned this again on the follow-up post on LinkedIn, is I am looking to start a campfire, a contact center campfire, where it will be a virtual event. It will be, I'm planning next Monday. I would love, if you are interested, for us to come together to talk about these points. But I think critically for us to think about the actions we can take. So as I put in my follow-up video, I'm sorry, it's not at the Ivy or the Savoy, or there will be no freebies. This is in your house, probably very hot, maybe with your moves out. It will be a Zoom call, but I would love to get people together to be able to recognize that whilst the headline was sensationalist, we do have some challenges, and we know this, don't we, from attracting talent, from attrition, from people being under the cosh, and also I would say we're still working our way through what does hybrid working mean for our industry. So it would be great if you would join me for this. If you are interested, please let me know. Darren, agreed times are tough, but we also have agents readjusting still and settling into hybrid working or full-time working from home, coupled with increased costs for business. So getting new tech secured is also a challenge for customer service. Very true. Scott, what time will this take place? I'm thinking middle of the day. I will confirm if you can just let me know you're interested. I will take that question as saying you are. I will contact everyone that said they're interested with the times for attending. Irina, I think such a situation happened in each country, especially in crisis period. Ukraine CC market passed it some time and again now. Yeah, and you guys are the model of resilience, right? And just fortitude. So, and we all still stand with you. Love to be involved in the campfire. Brilliant. Bring your own marshmallows, Phil. There are lots of headlines that some people, organizations hide behind to excuse poor experience or service. We need to understand the challenges we face and find solutions that will address them. If we bury our heads in the sand, then like Scott said, we will find ourselves in a crisis. Very, very, very good point. Darren, brilliant. Scott, Scott, great. And also Jason, brilliant. Thanks. So we will gather around a campfire. Probably not the right term to use when we're all roasting, but it's great that you would be interested, and let's see how that goes. Right now, I've asked for shout outs for good news stories, right? So teams, we all know this. We love this industry because people work so hard and they're so creative. So I have a shout out to share, and that is to the SSCL Contact Center Services team. And this is for those of you that have watched the last few episodes. I've struggled with Marco's surname. So Marco is the lead of the team. We interact on a number of things. So Marco Jitmia Ndradze. Marco, how was that? Marco, I even asked him to send me a voice recording of him saying his surname because I mangled it so badly last time that I needed to have a better go. So Marco, if you are watching, how was that? Anyway, back to the team. Marco waxed lyrically about how good this team is. The team continues to deliver exceptional service by decreasing customer effort and focusing on positive outcomes. He went on to say that they always go over and above. It's a pleasure for him to work with them and spend time with them because they're just a lovely group of people. So this is Alex Jones, Charlotte Ganty-Jones, Matt Spate, Wayne Hall, Lou Perry, and Steph O'Leary, who isn't in the photo, unfortunately, but is watching, I'm told. So from Marco to all of you guys, you're a great team. And also from me and from everyone watching, thank you for all that you do. Hold on. Yes. And did it say? I'm going to say it all the time now. Kane. No way I got it wrong for 4 years. Well, you're going to have to take that up with Marco. You know, this is an informational kind of half hour, isn't it? It's pronunciations of surnames as well. And back to the campfire, a communal ice bucket chat would be more appropriate. Yeah, maybe we could just do it in a big ice bath. So SSCL Contact Center Services team, thank you very much. Great shout out, Marco. And for anyone else that would like to give a shout out to their team or a project or a person, please just let me know. Send a photo in. It's great to see people and their smiling faces. So if you are interested in shout outs, please let me know. Right, a tip. And this is from Pete Dunn, who is the brains of the BPA quality department when it comes to me and him. He just tells me what to say. So I'm asking Pete every week for a quality tip because getting your quality right is a huge underutilized area for a lot of contact centers. A little bit of focus on your quality and you'll see benefits across the board. Anyway, so I'd love your opinion on this. Peer evaluation, score yourself, your mate, the guy in complaints, whoever. Do it with an open door policy. Invite those who aren't usually involved in operations and show them how tricky it is a job to interact with customers all day, every day. Encourage diversity of thinking with different groups taking part in calibrations and call listening, and really challenge your QA framework. Now, it is worth noting as well, the makeup of the room and who's in those sessions. I will add a tip in about how to do a great calibration because you need to find a methodology, and we can share one that allows everyone in the room to make a point rather than either the most senior person in the room, the person that might be just a bit more of an extrovert. You're trying to canvass everyone's opinion. But asking people to come in and do evaluations who maybe don't ever listen to calls, but make decisions about operations or make decisions about services. So when was the last time people from marketing came in and listened to calls? You'll be surprised how many places we go to where there is no process in place for different teams to come in and listen to customer contacts. I'd be really, really interested. What's happening where you are now? Do you regularly get other departments involved in listening to calls? And as Pete says, this kind of diversity of thinking is great because you get from other people different ideas. They're going to be saying, why do you do it this way? And very often a simple question like that can lead to you self-evaluating. Oh yeah, why do we do it like that? No, I haven't thought about it, or coming up with a new way of doing things. Darren, love this. Definitely something I also actively encourage. Getting other departments to come and call listen is so important and helps in wider discussions around roadmaps, and they actually see for themselves what the agents have to deal with. Not surprised at all that you see other departments not listening to calls. Darren, thanks very much for that. Beverly, yeah, it's very true, isn't it? And I get it. Other departments are really, really busy, and I don't know about you, I always felt, and this might just be biased, but I always felt that other departments kind of looked a little bit down on operations, like anyone could do our job, but not everybody could be in, I don't know, finance or marketing, product design or legal. Whereas in fact, breaking down my perception of their perception was probably wrong, but breaking down what we actually do and having a more team focus, as Pete says here, right, build a rounded view of a customer's journey through product, services, issues and resolutions that help the entire business understand how you can deliver better experience outcomes, improve cost to serve, improve your target operating model, and sell new products and services to different markets by bringing in different voices. It's got to have all of those benefits. Like the ideas from Pete, how do you make sure that the results of a calibration join isn't just a one-off and decisions aren't made based on the exception? It's a really good point, Michael. It in our experience, it's start the process first. Start it, see what that kicks out, and it's probably going to kick out quite a few points. Maybe there'll be some no-brainers that you can start to work on. I think a lot of it is around why you are asking people to come and do it. So it's exposure that we're all clear on what the customer journey looks like, and the makeup, like I said, the makeup of the room and the purpose of doing it is really important, because this isn't, you're going to have people in there that are experienced at managing the different reactions that people are going to get. I can remember being in one of these where I ran the operations team. We got some senior people in, we got some people from marketing in, and of course they'd existed in a world where they would see NPS and CSAT results and customer feedback about how the services were positioned. We were in financial services at the time. I knew 99% of our calls were acceptable, but they weren't the kind of things that would win you an Oscar or make you cry with happiness about great customer experience. And our marketing team were wholly disappointed when they heard them, because they said, oh, this doesn't tally with when somebody said someone's gone over and above and they've written a really gushing bit of feedback. These are just quite transactional, and it was an educational piece, because very openly I was able to say, these are the calls. Our scorecards say these are above standard, and this is what the majority of customers, how they interact with us. Obviously, there's always room for improvement, and we can work on pitch and tone and all that kind of stuff, and emotional intelligence and rapport. But what would you like calls to sound like, and how do you think we get them to that point? And it was just as long as you're open and it wasn't about, oh my God, you guys are terrible or whatever. It worked really well. But I would say you need someone experienced in the room to navigate through that. Defo. Sorry, Bev, I've forgotten what I was saying. Great tip. Also, when I have people visit, we pull up a quality system and let the visitor pick random ones for us to listen to together. Pretty scary, but it exposes reality out there. Yes, this was probably, I'm going to show my age here, but I love that because whether it was someone listening to calls or someone coming into the contact center, I used to say we had to have a martini mindset, which is anytime, any place, anyone. It doesn't matter. You know what it's like. If you've got visitors, you kind of have certain people that you would like them to sit next to because they share the best of you, right? My view was always we shouldn't be worried about where they go and sit or what calls they listen to. So I'm fully in agreement with that. That kind of scariness is where growth happens, right? That kind of being out of our collective comfort zones is listen to that one. You've got to be prepared, haven't you, for the odd clangor, but it all makes it interesting. Okay, these are all good points. Surrounded view, especially. Thanks, Jules, and good to see you again, mate. Okay, conscious of time. I just want to add. I keep going to Bren Brown. I saw this on LinkedIn. I noticed a spelling mistake just before we went live, so sorry about that. It says save zone. This is safe zone, and this is if you manage a team. One of the keys is for that team to believe by being in the team that constitutes that they are in a safe zone. This is a safe space, and I think we're all a bit more familiar with that type of terminology now than we ever have been. But what does it actually mean, and how do you create it? Now, Brent Brown is just excellent at this kind of thing. So I wanted to share these 10 ways that you could work with or give to your team leaders and share with your team. It's not done too, but you can say, we want to make this team a safe space. Here's 10 suggestions. Are we going to use these 10, buy into them, discuss them, or are we going to change a few and come up with our own? But by getting the team to buy into creating that safe space, that's what teamwork is all about. And I just love some of these. Reduce the amount of gossip and talking about people behind their backs. Look for ways to give credit to others. Acknowledge and celebrate success of others. Be open and practice information sharing. Admit when you are wrong, make mistakes, and readily apologize. Share openly both your failures and your successes. So I'd love to know what else people are doing in terms of creating that environment within a team that people do feel safe. So again, all of this will be in the newsletter that I'll share on LinkedIn, and this recording, of course, will be on YouTube. Now, I don't want to completely confuse everyone, but it turns out that LinkedIn have given me a beta testing for LinkedIn audio. I'm not really sure how it works. I'm going to give it a whirl. And what I'm going to launch is contact center talk radio. As far as I understand it, I will be able to create an audio radio show on LinkedIn. You will be able to not only listen in, but join in. There will be speakers, but you can also, whilst you're listening, raise your hand and join the studio, as it were. So this isn't going to replace what this is. I'm sure you all want to see my sunburnt, bald head. But that I will be doing a contact center talk radio to try it out. Here we go. Phil already knows. LinkedIn audio is just like Clubhouse. It's great. Okay, Brill. Phil, I might need to pick your brains. We keep missing each other like ships in the night, but I will have to pick your brains, I think, because I'm going to give it a whirl. I don't know when yet. It will be within the next week. Lee, if you're not connected with this guy, please do. He's amazing. Love that. So important, Mr. T. Safe spaces are so important to allow people to share their views and thoughts and get out of their head. Please do connect with Lee. He is a legend. I'm here for the beard. Yeah, I saw an older picture of myself just before lockdown. I was thinner and didn't have as many grey hairs, but thanks, Phil. I have to run to another meeting. Sorry, this was great. Thanks, Martin. Well, I've run over anyway. So, Darren, thank you for watching. Thank you, everyone, for listening. Let's keep doing great work in our industry. We know we're not on the brink of collapse. Look out for the Campfire. Look out for the newsletter. And look out for this contact center talk radio. Thank you very much, Scott. That's great. Let me just find the smoothly done. Find the goodbye. Thanks for watching, everybody, and have a good week.